Hello Shiny viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So in one of our previous episodes, we talked about how disorganized the ENTJ can really be. So in this episode, I am going to show you my sink. So I don't have a dressing table, but all my toiletries and cosmetic products are usually scattered around my sink. So I'm going to show you the pictures of my sink, and you can see for yourself how disorganized it could be. So incidentally, my family members have actually cleared out the place for me. So what you see here is in a much better state than it usually is. So this is the sink of my bathroom. So right in front of the mirror, this is where I place my toiletries. As you can see, my toiletries are either scattered on the right or on the left of the sink. But one trend is very apparent. I have a lot of duplicates. So as you can see over here, I have a lot of shower gels, I have a lot of facial washes. So I also have a variety of hair products. So I have rubber, I have wax, I have gel. If you do not know an ENTJ well, you may think that this ENTJ is very elaborate and really knows how to pamper himself. But the fact is, it's not like that at all. So personally, as an ENTJ, I do not prioritize skincare. So sometimes I can really look untidy. And to me, looking good is important, but not as important as other stuff. So on my own, just having one cleanser, one hair product, toothbrush, toothpaste, shaving kit, that is good enough. However, unfortunately, the ENTJ is rather forgetful, so sometimes he may get excess of a particular product. For example, when I buy toothpaste, I tend to buy in bulk, and I place all of them on the sink. So many of the products that you see on the table, I have used them, but I did not use them completely before opening another bottle. Also, ever since I have been doing the channel, a lot of my friends, such as Reporter Ken, has told me that it is important to keep up appearances. So my sister and Reporter Ken have given me a lot of facial products. So given that I'm SI blind, it is really very difficult for me to keep up with the sequence of how I should use the serum, the cleanser, and the gels, and all those things. I don't even know what their names are. So what do I do with those things? I just use them as I like. So when I feel like it, I will just take a little bit and just smear on my face. Otherwise, I don't use them at all. It is possible that I can leave something over there and not use them for years. So behind this right hand side of my sink, I actually have scrubs. It's meant to scrub my body, but I have not used them. Now, when I look at the scrubs, I don't even think I want to use them because it seems very dirty and very unused. It's like, is it still safe to use them? But I still keep them there. But then the weird thing is, I still keep the things there. I don't know why. So one of the reasons could be, at the back of my mind, I think that there is always this possibility of using it right in the future. But I don't know when. So in my previous episode on how disorganized the ENTJ could be, I mentioned that the ENTJ has this tendency of opening a cap and not capping it back. So a lot of my products that I have used are in this kind of a state. So a lot of times I have opened something and I do not know whether it's expired. So there are a lot of products that don't feel like normal. I think they have been expired, but I still leave them there. Unless they start to smell, then I will throw them away. So certain products are very easy to know whether they have spoiled. For example, mouthwash, because you put in your mouth, you know that it doesn't taste right, then you can just throw it away. Otherwise, for facial products, I'm not too sure. Also, because I don't care, then oxidation is very likely to happen. So I actually don't bother to cap. You can just keep reminding me, I just don't do it. It's not a concern of mine. So I remember my sister actually gave me a gel. I used it once and I just left it over there uncapped. 3 months later, I look at it, the entire gel has settled and solidified. It has become a jelly. So I pour and pour and pour, no liquid flows out because the entire liquid has already set. For a tertiary low SE user, this situation is actually quite bad. I wonder whether it is going to be worse for inferior SE users. Inferior SE users are INTJs and INFJs. So if you do have input, do comment below and share with me. So at this point, I want to share with you a very silly story. I used to buy when I was younger a lot of cosmetic products, a lot of facial products from a particular brand that starts with O. So given that I am a long time customer, they gave me free gifts. So one of the free gifts that I have received from this company is a bottle of ginger shower gel. So I tried this complimentary bottle of ginger shower gel, which they claim to cost $32 at retail price, but I didn't like it at all. So I just left it there. I only used it once. I just left it for months. Until one day, I found an opportunity to use it. What happened? So there was a cockroach in the bathroom. So when I was still in my undergraduate days, I used to stay in a hostel. There were a lot of cockroaches in the hostel. So during that time, I was totally comfortable picking up cockroaches by the feeler and then trying to flush them away in the toilet. Now, I think that this is something very disgusting to do. So if I see a cockroach in my house now, what will I do to get rid of it? It's very simple. I will use a very thick book.
The book is on the table.
So I have an encyclopedia or dictionary. So when I see a cockroach, I will go and take this big book and then put it above the cockroach from a very high height. And then I will just release the book. The cockroach is flattened by the book that lands on it. Then I use a tissue and just wipe the cockroach off. So this sounds a bit cruel, but I now prefer this method of killing cockroaches. So back to the time where I was in the shower, so I was actually naked, so I couldn't come out and get a book, right? Doesn't make sense. So I was trying to find something inside the shower to get rid of the cockroach. So there was nothing heavy in the shower that I could use to drop on top of the cockroach. And then I saw this ginger shower gel that I don't use at all. So I uncapped it and I start pouring the shower gel onto the cockroach, eventually either poisoning the cockroach or totally drowning the cockroach in the ginger shower gel. And I used the entire bottle. So if you want to look at it that way, I spent $31 killing that cockroach. So the cockroach died a glorious death. Anyway, what you saw in the pictures that I have shown you are only 2 of the spots that I house my toiletries and things. So I also use perfume, I also use hairspray. They are somewhere else in the house. So probably now you can visualize that the ENTJ can really be very disorganized, having his things all over. But however, from my point of view, this is a very efficient way of storing and housing things. Why? Because as you can see, the mirror is really very far away from me. So if I want to use a concealer, if I want to use a hairspray, I want to be much closer to the mirror. So all those things are in the living room where there is a mirror that I can actually stand right in front of. So currently, my sister is my main supplier of cosmetic products and toiletries. So my sister gave me a lot of samples that she has. She also gave me a lot of what she has bought because she buys in bulk. I wonder whether she will be quite shocked to see how I use all these toiletries. So dear viewers, I hope that this has given you a glimpse of how an ENTJ male could be like. So I suspect that maybe an ENFJ male could be like this as well, because SE is their third function. So especially if they have low SE, then it is possible that they could appear to be very messy. All messed up. So viewers, regardless of whether you are male or female ENTJ, are you like me in terms of your organization of cosmetic products and toiletries? Okay, I really hope that you have found this episode interesting. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ and fun stuff. Alright, I am going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!